Peace, Royal Rising. I wanted to do this video because I'm still sitting with this Kendrick Lamar. I don't know about y'all. I mean, well, you know what? I do know. Some of y'all talking about it's trash. And those who say it's trash, we don't got nothing to talk about. Seriously, like, we don't have anything to talk about in life. If you don't understand how that is, even if you don't vibe with the music, you can't say that that's not just still good music. I just don't see how. When you have genius producers, there's not one producer, genius producer, Kanye, RZA, Timbaland, Pharrell, nobody said that album was trash musically. Like, somebody said it's just not a good album. Who are you? So I have no conversation with you on a musical level. If you can't see the value on a lyrical level, what conversation do we have? If you can't see the value on a spiritual level, what conversation do we have? On an emotional level, what conversation do we have? You are clearly either one of those people that just likes to be a hater. Some people just see individuals go left. And even if left is clearly the better way to go, they're just like, nope, I'm going right. Just because they want to go right. You know what I mean? And like, that's okay if you want to be that person. But again, if you're that person, then that means you're pretty much a naysayer all the time. You know what I mean? And not using just your true insight, your true objective perspective to be able to say, yeah, it's not my thing, but it's a good album. So for anybody who said it's trash, this video is not for you. However, let me just say, that album is not going away no time soon. And I don't think people realize that Kendrick has been on this. I've been following Kendrick since before Overly Dedicated. If you listen to Overly Dedicated, that was a soundtrack to him getting on his purpose. So much so that he was overly dedicated. So dedicated that he was hurting the woman he was with. Listen to that. Go back to Overly Dedicated. From the beginning song, it talks about growing closer to grow apart. Or grow apart to growing closer. Something like that with Janae Aiko. Okay? And he talks about how hurt she is. And he's not in the home. And he's doing this and he's doing that. And then it ends with She Needs Me. And even in the middle of that, there's another song called We Hurt People That Love. It's called Opposites Attract. And he's like, we hurt people that love us, love people that hurt us. And in that song, he talks about how he's like, why you got to be so kind-hearted? Why you can't be this? He's used to love looking negative, looking bad. And she's on the flip side saying, why do you have to be so mean? Because she's wanting love that looks positive, that looks healthy. So there's a spoken word in that song where he says, he's like, she says she loves me. Not Kendrick, but another guy. She says she loves me. Like when I, come home, she wants to be around me, even when I want to be left alone. Even when I want this, she says she loves me. She does this for me. She does that for me. She says she loves me, but I don't know about love. Whew. So real. That's his first album. It was all about the soundtrack of him being overly dedicated to this purpose, to this vision. By Section 80, I was teaching hip hop sociology. So I needed an artist that was going to appeal to the young people, but was going to really talk about the issues and that were really coming up for young people that we had to deal with. As he said in that song, in that album, that was a whole album, a soundtrack for the Section 80 babies, the one of the Ronald Reagan era. So he talks about the drugs and all that happened in there and his uncles. And, it was the soundtrack of the generation of that time and what they were dealing with. Good Kid, Mad City came out. That was the soundtrack to his life. Because now the world sees me now. Let me bring you into my life and tell you the whole story. To Pimp a Butterfly comes out. That's the soundtrack to Black Lives Matter. The Damn album comes out. That's the soundtrack to mental health issues, because that conversation was really getting big around that time and it was being talked about more. So he went through all the emotions. And now we go to Mr. Morale. This is the soundtrack post-pandemic. This is now him taking all of the things that we all had to deal with when we were in quarantine. That's why in the very first song, The Heart Part 5, very first quote was, I am all of us. And he had all those different people, all those different faces, because whatever we want to say about them, they are us, we are them. The trauma, the complexities, the mommy issues, the daddy issues, all of those things we also have to deal with. We also have to unpack. Whether it comes down to infidelity, whether you're the one that got cheated on, the one that's cheating, whether you're in toxic relationships, whether you're, and if you listen to Mr. Morale from the very first song, he says, I'm going through something. I'm going through something, right? And it says, I hope you find a peace of mind. That first song is about quarantine. That's about everything he's dealing with in quarantine. We all had to deal with that. Then all of a sudden N95 comes out, the second track. Second track is Now We Outside. Take off your mask, because after you've been in quarantine, it's time to take off the mask, take off the jewels, take off your fucking degrees, take off your cars, your status, your looks, take it all off. Everything that you use as a mask, take it off. And when you did, what did he say? Ugh, you ugly as fuck. You out of pocket. Listen, this album is beyond just a hip hop album. This is beyond just music. This is art. This is something that will be unpacked, talked about, and really used for discussion for years to come. There is so much on that album that we could break down. I would love to just have random conversations with people about that album, because whatever song hit you right here, that's a conversation. You know what I mean? And for me, it's always a new song every few days. Every few days, there's a new song that just sticks with me and resonates with me. But the album is genius. I gave it time. I let it settle. And it is life-changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's incredible. It's an incredible album. Kendrick has been doing this. He is clearly in my top 5 of all time. There's no question about it. And I've been debating that he was going to be a legend since Overly Dedicated. This just cemented it. And I encourage you to go back, listen to this brother. He has been doing this. Beats that were bizarre, that just like weren't pleasing to the ear at first, but he made it work. That's what he's done. He's done that since Section 80, Overly Dedicated. It's just a genius album, man. Like, there's so many things in there. Die Hard, when he talks about wanting to be safe about his truth. He's like, look, my truth is out here now. I can't lie about it. It's out here. Is it safe to share it? Is it safe or not? Can you relate or not? Because if you can't, then I don't want to share this truth. And that's the whole point of intimacy. Intimacy, deep intimacy with a partner is sharing truths with each other that don't feel good, that make us work deeper inside of us, inside of ourselves, to figure out, well, what work do I have to do on myself to continue my compassion and love for this person? Now that's unconditional. And this is where a lot of people start, because they don't want to hear that truth. You know, they don't want to hear whatever truth that their partner has to say. But when we talk about being unconditional, we have to be able to hear some hard truths that make us look at ourselves. But anyway, that's a whole other conversation. The album is incredible. And I just want to give that man his flowers. He's more than just an artist of our time. This is special. We have a really special gift with somebody like a Kendrick Lamar. And for those of you that say it's trash, yeah, this video is not for you. You know, I'm not for you. You're not for me. We don't have no conversation. We can just say what up. And that's it. All right. Royal Rising. I love you. I love your soul. I love your journey. Peace.